The moment has already passed. You're already in the position most people lose from. You think you're choosing rationally. You think incentives motivate behavior in predictable, controllable ways. You think people respond proportionally to rewards and penalties. That belief is already costing you leverage. Most people misread what's happening because they focus on intentions instead of incentives. They listen to what's said, not what's rewarded. They assume alignment where none exists. They assume competence where compensation distorts behavior. The loss doesn't arrive as a shock. It arrives quietly. A deal that keeps dragging, advice that sounds helpful but steers you into dependency. A professional who benefits more from prolonging the problem than solving it. A system that technically works while draining your position. The damage compounds because the response feels reasonable in the moment. You trust the structure. You comply with the process. You follow the rules as written, not as enforced. And every time you do, someone else captures the upside while you absorb the cost. This is how leverage bleeds without resistance, not through malice, through incentives doing exactly what they were designed to do. One misstep doesn't ruin you, but it locks you into a pattern where others optimize against you while you keep playing fair. And the first mistake is the one nobody sees coming. This is incentive super-response tendency, not as a concept, as the reason people keep trusting systems that quietly work against them. A leverage distortion where rewards override judgment and outcomes stop mattering. A control mechanism disguised as professionalism. You assume people aim for results. They aim for rewards. In workplaces, employees optimize for metrics tied to bonuses, promotions, or visibility. Not for long-term value, not for durability, not for truth. If the metric rewards speed, quality collapses. If it rewards activity, inefficiency explodes. The system doesn't break. It performs exactly as incentivized. Managers praise initiative, then wonder why teams launch half-baked projects. Leaders demand updates, then get noise instead of signal. Everyone looks busy. Nobody improves the position. The beneficiaries are those who design or understand the incentive structure. They extract credit without accountability. You pay in wasted time, diluted focus, and missed exits. At first, it feels like progress. Later, you realize you are feeding the machine, not advancing. The warning arrives only after the leverage is gone. You trust experts because they sound precise. But hourly billing, retainers, and performance bonuses distort behavior. Lawyers prolong disputes. Consultants complicate solutions. Advisors recommend activity over resolution, not because they're malicious, because resolution ends revenue. You mistake professionalism for alignment. You think shared vocabulary means shared incentives. It doesn't. The longer the issue lasts, the more indispensable they appear. Dependency becomes the product. Early on, the guidance feels helpful. You feel supported. Later, you realize clarity never arrives because clarity would end the engagement. The cost isn't just money, it's delayed decisions and surrendered agency. That delay is where position quietly decays. You demand numbers to feel safe, KPIs, dashboards, weekly reports. They look objective, they feel rigorous, they create the illusion of oversight. What they actually do is teach people how to perform for the metric. Once a number becomes a target, it stops being information. It becomes a game. Employees learn what not to surface. Problems get hidden until they metastasize. Success is redefined to match the metric, not reality. You think you're gaining clarity, you're losing signal. Those who understand the game rise. Those who tell the truth stall. The organization drifts while appearing optimized. By the time you notice, only the theater remains. You expect character to hold under pressure, but incentives don't argue. They apply force. People cut corners, withhold information, and shift blame when rewards depend on it. Not dramatically, incrementally, one small compromise at a time. You don't see villains, you see reasonable explanations. Everyone has a justification. Everyone feels rational. The system rewards compliance, not integrity. So integrity becomes expensive. Those who refuse to play are labeled difficult. Those who adapt are promoted. You think values eroded naturally, they were priced out. And once that happens, trust becomes a liability. You explain too much. You believe transparency builds alignment. In incentive-driven systems, it builds exploitation. Every detail you share becomes data. Every concern becomes leverage. Every timeline becomes a pressure point. Others don't need to oppose you. They just need to wait. The system rewards delay, rework, or escalation. Your openness accelerates their optimization. It feels cooperative. It isn't. The more you reveal, the easier you are to manage against. Silence would have preserved optionality. Explanation destroyed it. You move fast to relieve discomfort. Deadlines, pressure, and emotional weight push you to act. The system notices. Incentives activate. Others slow down. They ask for more information. They need alignment. Each pause benefits them. Speed feels decisive. It's not. It signals weakness. Those who benefit from delay will always outlast those who need relief. You think urgency proves seriousness. It proves vulnerability. And vulnerability invites extraction. You think incentives motivate effort. They also distort perception. Once rewards are attached, people stop seeing the problem. They see the payout. Decisions narrow. Creativity collapses. Risk increases. Accountability diffuses. You assume rational actors. You forget self-interest under constraint. The most dangerous systems aren't corrupt. They're misaligned. And misalignment doesn't announce itself. It just keeps paying the wrong behaviors. By the time outcomes matter again, it's too late. Most people think incentives are background mechanics. Operators treat them as the main force. This isn't about being right. It's about not being cornered. Most people argue facts. Operators map rewards. Control comes from optionality, not intensity. Speed favors the trapped. Delay favors the positioned. When you stop reacting to stated goals and start observing what gets rewarded, the environment changes. You see why promises repeat, why solutions stall, why systems resist resolution. You stop asking, what should happen? You start asking, who benefits if this doesn't change? That question alone shifts position. Most people volunteer information in meetings. They explain constraints. They propose fixes. This weakens them. It shows urgency and hands control to whoever manages incentives. Instead, speak last. Ask what success is being rewarded. Let others reveal priorities. Silence forces clarity without commitment. In reviews, people over-justify performance. They defend. They negotiate against themselves. Delay responses. Let metrics surface. If incentives are unclear, do not fill the gap. Promotions go to those who align with incentive flows, not those who work hardest. In negotiations, urgency kills leverage. The party who needs closure pays. Most people rush to explain pricing. They justify value. They respond to pressure. Instead, let incentives work against the other side. Delay concessions. Ask what happens if nothing moves. In partnerships, misaligned incentives destroy value faster than bad intentions. If someone benefits from complexity, expect complexity. Emotional systems have incentives too. Attention rewards behavior. Withdrawal punishes it. Most people over-explain boundaries. They negotiate feelings. They seek understanding. This trains others to push until rewarded. Instead, adjust incentives. Change availability. Reduce response. Let behavior meet consequence. Silence resets leverage faster than confrontation. Follow the reward, not the story. Who benefits if this drags on? Never confuse activity with progress. If urgency appears, leverage is shifting. Delay removes you from the incentive path. Never explain before incentives are clear. Metrics reveal priorities. Listen. Relief is not resolution. Incentives don't corrupt systems. They reveal them. Once you see that, you stop being surprised by outcomes. You stop personalizing resistance. You stop arguing with structures that are functioning as designed. You move differently, slower, quieter, with fewer explanations. You don't demand change. You reposition until incentives work for you or stop mattering. That restraint preserves leverage. That patience prevents extraction. If you're still watching, thank you for your attention.
Thanks for spending time with us. If this sparked a new way of thinking, hit like and subscribe to keep the ideas flowing. And don't forget, check the description for the links to the original books and resources we used today. We'll see you in the next one.